What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Real Reds Talk, your favourite football fan channel made in Manchester. And Kobbie Mainoo has received his first call-up for the England senior squad. And you know what's absolutely bonkers and absolutely mad is the fact I had a whole show planned on this. I was literally going to record it today. I had it all, everything done, stats, and we're still going to get into that, don't worry. But I literally had everything, and I was kind of putting the argument forward why he should be called up. And I think that Gareth Southgate is wrong because there was certain quotes coming out from the man himself saying that I'm not sure if he's ready yet. You know, we need to develop him properly and which we're also going to dive into. But how amazing for such a young kid. He's almost been skyrocketed into his United career. He's skyrocketed into his England career as well. And he's just, everything he's been, kind of put in front of him, he's handled like an absolute boss. And I'm buzzing for him. I'm absolutely buzzing for him because he deserves it. He's talented as fuck. Like I said, I had the show planned to discuss our star boys, discuss how he's rose to prominence recently with his impressive cameos in the first season. Only 15 games in to his United career, I believe, or somewhere around the lines of that. Because don't forget, he had a massive injury in pre-season, which put him out up until November, I want to say. So he's only really been playing senior football for United for like a couple of months, and he is hugely impressed everyone on the training ground, coaches alike, and obviously Gareth Southgate as well. I was just thinking, why was I lagging then? A little bit. Let me know if I'm lagging. I don't know why. Why is it? I don't know why it's lagging. Sorry. Anyway, so I saw I was reading that Athletic article before actually, with Carl Anker discussing it, and he was saying at an age when it would be easy to get carried away, Mainoo has an appreciation for the slower moments. He knows when to move, but also when to stand still and let the opponent's movement be his own undoing. He is a rare figure in United's 23-24 squad, someone who takes a scalpel rather than a sledgehammer to defences, and that is an unbelievable way of describing it, and it's literally undeniable with the performances that he's been putting in. I always thought his development, regardless of what coaches think or people think or whatever it is, I think he can handle pressure, man. You look at like his career, what he's been thrown into. I think his first 3 games were against like Galatasaray away at Turkey. Galatasaray is ridiculous. Goodison Park is a cauldron at times, especially when they're near the bottom of the league. I think they had their the whole point situation going on with the Premier League that had just been deducted, so a bit of a rebellious attitude. And then you also had as well Anfield that he was playing at, and then you just seen him play against Liverpool in the FA Cup quarterfinals and absolutely boss it. He's sending can't say his name, Szoboszlai, fucking McAllister, Gomez, all these kind of like senior pros to the shop and just like chopping and changing. This kid is special, man. This kid is special, and I want to discuss his trajectory, how big he can be, where does he fit in with the Euros, why has Southgate now decided to call him up with the certain quotes. I think it's interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into his early kind of England career and what he's done. Now, I believe he's represented at under 16 level, under 19 level. Obviously, yet to be capped by the senior squad. I don't know if he's played with the under 21s or not. I'm not entirely sure. I think he was due to go up this next couple of weeks, but obviously that's all changed now with this big call-up. He's also eligible to play for Ghana through his parents, but as soon as he makes an appearance for England, I think it's done then. I know there was kind of ambitions with the Ghanaian FA. They were saying like they're trying to convince him and they're trying to get him over there and But I think Mainoo's always had this kind of strong belief that he was going to, he'll get his opportunity. And he doesn't look like one of them type of guys that's just going to get overwhelmed by a situation or make the wrong decision. Like, he's going to be composed. He's going to take his time about it. And obviously, getting a massive, massive call-up like that is, with the Euros just ahead, you can see the landscape in the midfield and the way it's, like, kind of shaping. And I think he's got extreme potential. Extreme. Because it is so rare to see that kind of composure and awareness at the age of 18. 18 years old, absolutely mad. Which then leads me on to the kind of the development part. Now, There was bits saying now the recent decision by Mr. Southgate to call up Mainoo to the under 21 squad instead of promoting him directly to the senior team speaks volumes about the need for patience and strategic planning on the path of being a superstar. And in explaining his decision, Southgate highlighted the need for Mainoo to accumulate more experience at the professional level before taking on the challenge of the senior squad, which I admit is a professional unwise choice in most cases, right? You kind of understand it. He also compared him to previous cases with players we have in the team at the moment, Bukayo Saka. He also talked about Jude Bellingham as well and emphasised the importance of avoiding shortcuts in young talent's development process. And for United, I think to get the absolute maximum out of this kid, right, you talk about him doing it on his own anyway in the team that he's in, but doesn't necessarily have the right foundations. At England, you've got Rice and Bellingham. You honestly, in Europe, you probably couldn't ask for a better platform to perform, because them two players have been outstanding this year. They've been, two of the best players in the world, in my opinion. Rice has done fantastically well for Arsenal, taking it to that next level, got captaincy abilities. Jude Bellingham has gone to the Burnabout and bossed it. Absolutely bossed it. He's got people in awe of him. So them two players alongside, them two players are on the young as well. Don't forget. I don't know how old they are, but I'm pretty sure Declan Rice is around 23, 24. Jude Bellingham's 21, 22. Kobbie Mainoo, 18. Now, I know that's young and it seems inexperienced, but Bellingham and Rice have both shown that they're capable at any level. And Kobbie, for whatever he's been thrown into, likewise, has also shown, listen, mate, it don't matter if it's fucking Turkey and he's, and we're against Galatasaray and these fans are throwing flares and shit like that. It doesn't matter to me. I play my game. And he has been like that at every single level at Manchester United, wherever he's gone. Like, whatever team he's played against, he's just so smooth. So smooth. If he had a walking out tune as a wrestler, it'd be Smooth Operator, because he is a smooth operator. He's top class. And I'm so interested to see how he's going to develop. I think if United for United to get that absolute maximum out of him, you have to bring in like an athletic ball-winning midfielder and then have him there and then have Bruno, if you will, or maybe they'll go for someone else. Maybe they'll put Mount there. He is the type of player, and I think, again, Carl Anker said this as well, the type of midfield controller the club and country have needed for an absolute decade. So I'm so happy for him. And like I said, the whole show I had planned was going to argue against Southgate's point, saying that, no, I believe he's ready now. He's ready to go right now, and United fans will know that from watching him this season. They know this kid is ready, man, 100%. I know there's examples of young English players being thrown into the fire too quickly. Like we spoke about Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen, Theo Walcott was another example, Jack Wilshere as well. All prime examples are being played too frequently, whether it's at club level or, kind of with their international teams. And maybe that was a case of other things as well. But these kids were thrown into the limelight too early. So maybe that's the side that Gareth Southgate was coming from. But he's not phased. He's not. So why not take the chance? You know what I mean? Sometimes they're almost that good. It gets to a point where it's not even a question. You're like, yeah, maybe Gareth, I'm not sure if he'll do this. I'm not sure if he'll do that. They're like, well, where's your evidence to say otherwise? Where has he struggled, really, in a high-intensity situation? Unless it's the way that we've kind of set out as a team. So, yeah, I didn't expect this, obviously. I didn't think Southgate would kind of change his mind on this situation. But if you look at the midfielders that we have, I mean, I'm going to go through them all in a moment, but none of them stand out like Mainoo do in terms of what you want from a midfield, a balance. Like you talk about Rice, Mainoo, Bellingham. That's perfect. Would you rather throw Jordan Henderson there? Absolutely not. He's about 35, playing for Ajax in a struggling team. Like, experience only gets you so far. Do you know what I'm saying? We've got enough experienced players in there who've played plenty of caps for England. So, and then you might want to talk about, I don't know, a random shot like a Conor Gallagher. Now, he strikes me more as an industrious engine who gets about. He doesn't have that star quality. He's one who can put a shift in for you, when you bring off the bench. Obviously, there's more attacking players in James Maddison and Cole Palmer, but you're not going to put them ahead of Jude Bellingham, are you? So, do you see what I'm saying? Who else is a better option than Mainoo in that midfield? People will say Foden, but I think Foden's going to be deployed higher up. I think they're going to go Saka, Kane, Foden, Bellingham, Mainoo, Rice. Surely that's got to be the front six. Surely. Anyone agree? Let me know. Talk to me in the chat. Smash a like on the video. And do subscribe to the channel. I'm going to get into the comments section. Let's have a look. Vincent saying, hi, Nick. Anonymous Mango saying, this team wins the Euros. Book market. Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Rice, Mainoo, Saka, Bellingham, Rashford, and Kane. You'd go with Marcus. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. What team would we say? Everyone who's watching right now, let me know put your England team in the comments section, or put your midfield in the comments section, and let me know, and I'll read them out very, very shortly. I know England have some warm-up games. We've got friendlies against Brazil and Belgium coming up. I think we play Brazil on the Saturday, and then Belgium, I can't remember when that is, but 2 big games there in preparation for Euro 2024 in Germany, which starts on the 14th of June, I believe. We've also got warm-up matches against Bosnia, and I can't say that second part. I'm gonna try Bosnia and Herzegovina, no idea, and Iceland in June. Everyone remembers Iceland because of the thunderclap. And then we get beat by Iceland under Hodgson as well. So yeah. It looked like it was coming too soon for Kobbie. Around the corner, we're in, tail end of March now, January, March, April, May. 2 months, 2-3 months to get in there. Now, if he goes to England and seriously impresses, he should be on that fucking plane. He should be on that plane, let me tell you. If he's not, it'd be a travesty. And I think that there's a small inkling there to say, if he's given him a call now, he's kind of changed his mind. Southgate's watched him a couple of times going, you know what? Yeah, I think this kid can handle it. I think this kid can perform. Quarterfinals, semi-finals, don't matter. And maybe the Liverpool game was the turning point in that. Watching it, thinking, you know what? This is a high-pressure situation against the biggest rivals, and he's just gliding around the pitch with a fucking wine glass, willing it? Like, mental. Absolutely mental. I talked about the midfield options before, right? You've got Mount, Ward-Prowse, Henderson, Kelvin Phillips, Conor Gallagher, Cole Palmer, James Maddison, Longstaff, Curtis Jones, and Harvey Elliott, right? They're the ones I picked out from what I could see. Mount, I don't know. I know Southgate really, really likes him, but obviously has had massive injury issues, only just come back. It depends how his form peaks just before the tournament, but I imagine if he does do well, he'll probably take him. Ward-Prowse, he's never seemed to be a big fan of him. I mean, he's done well for West Ham. Obviously deadly from set pieces, but we have Kieran Trippier for that. So I don't know about Ward-Prowse. Henderson seems to be a massive fan of him, but if he goes, I mean, what's the fucking point? No one, even Liverpool fans, can't tell me right now you would take Jordan Henderson ahead of Kobbie Mainoo. Not a fucking prayer. I'm not having it from anyone. Kelvin Phillips has been in the shittest form of his life since he's gone to West Ham, so that's not even a conversation. Conor Gallagher, equally, has been decent for Chelsea. I don't mind him as a player, but I've already spoken about him being this kind of industrious player who's kind of an engine and runs about, but doesn't have that je ne sais quoi. Cole Palmer, fantastic. I would definitely take him. Unreal player. He's been more in form than quite a few of the attackers that were probably more likely to go in that sense. So Cole Palmer I would take, but again, deployed further up the pitch. James Maddison, equally, had a really strong start with Spurs for the kind of first 4 or 5 months, I want to say. Haven't seen much of Spurs recently, so I don't know how he's done, but he's still a talented player that should definitely be considered. Newcastle fans will push it out there that Longstaff should be, but I'm not even, fuck off, I'm not even having that. Any of the Longstaffs shouldn't be there. And then Liverpool fans will probably mention Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott as well, but Kobbie Mainoo, star, potential, ability is, higher than most of them players that I've discussed, apart from the attacking ones. So I'm really, really interested to see how he gets on. I'm interested to see how many minutes he gets, how Southgate sets up equally with him as well. But who do we think? We'll discuss it now, yeah? So we'll go through the England squad together. I know this is a Man United channel and people like talking United football, but when Kobbie gets put into that squad, it's worth talking about, innit? Because I don't know how many United players are going to get into the team. I don't know. You talk about Shaw, if he's fit and available, should go, but he's only going to be back by the last couple of games, I believe it is, just before we go. So again, he's another one. Him and Mount, I don't have a clue if they're going to go or not. Maguire will be a shoe-in to start. I don't know if Rashford's a shoe-in to start. Again, he could look at that front three line and think, right, Harry's going to drop deep. He's going to drag defenders out. Rashford has that ability to run in behind. We don't have many players like that. I know Raheem Sterling could do it, but he's gone a little bit out of favour recently. Rashford didn't even start at the last tournament. So, yeah, I don't know how he's going to deploy that front three. Saka and Kane definitely need to be in there. But maybe he'll put Foden out there. Maybe he'll put Palmer out there. I don't know what he's going to do. But these are the players who I think will definitely go. or who's not even in a conversation. Jordan Pickford's the obvious one. He's been England's number one long-time goalkeeper for a long, long time. And the only challenges, or his closest challenger, was Aaron Ramsdale. And Aaron Ramsdale, I'm sorry, for anyone who's watched him, he's got a clanger in him. So, and he's not much experience for England at the same point as well. John Stones is another one. I think he's, you talk about the deep runs in the World Cup in 2018, talk about the Euros, like he was pivotal in every single one of them. And he also brings different qualities that a lot of centre-backs don't have. So John Stones is a definite one. Harry Maguire is another one as well I've already touched on. Kyle Walker, experience, recovery pace, ability to play in the back, the back of a three, coming up against dangerous wingers like Mbappe or Vinicius, obviously not in the Euros. But yeah, I think he's only Kane and Maguire have more England caps than Kyle Walker at the moment. I think that's short since Gareth took charge anyway. Kieran Trippier is another one who will definitely be there. Jude Bellingham, obvious reasons, don't even need to discuss it. One of the best players in the world at the moment. Same thing with Declan Rice. I would honestly put it out there this season, he's been one of the best players in the Premier League, and the Premier League is the best league in the world. So, yeah, he's captain as well. Like, he's got captaincy tendencies, should I say. And I would 100% take him. Phil Foden's another one, not even a discussion. He, in my opinion, again, this will kill people, because I'm a United fan and this is a United channel, but in my opinion, he's been the best player in the Premier League this season, Phil Foden, hands down. He's been unreal. So, a lot of people talking about they should build a team around Foden. Foden and Bellingham could be the ones to win us the trophy. That's how good they are, to win us the Euros. And I think we've got a real opportunity as well. And even when you look at the other attackers, Bukayo Saka on fire for Arsenal. Works extremely hard. I know he used to be a wing-back, so offers Southgate them extra qualities off the ball. He's a shoo-in to go. Harry Kane, another obvious one. Captain, talisman, been fucking flying for Bayern Munich at the minute. So he's a definite one to go. And then it's interesting, isn't it? You got maybes. You've got Ramsdale, Dunk, Chilwell, Trent, Gallagher, Henderson, Maddison, Grealish, Rashford, Watkins. Watkins is the one out of them where I'm like, he definitely deserves a look in. 100%. But then Ivan Toney as well. What are they going to do with Ivan Toney? Interesting. I think Watkins on form. Obviously, Ivan Toney's not really had a chance because of the whole bet thing. But Ollie Watkins definitely deserves a chance. He's been amazing for Aston Villa, and I think he's got double figures in goals and assists for under Unai Emery. Top player. You've got other ones as well with like an outside chance. You've got Johnston, Gahey, Gomez, Bowen, Anthony Gordon. Could he play on the left-hand side, potentially? Ivan Toney, who just mentioned. Konsa and Branthwaite are the interesting ones, because on ability and on form this season, I would probably... I don't know if I would play him ahead of Maguire, actually. I probably wouldn't, just because the experience Maguire has, and in the setup, he's comfortable in there. And I like him. He's decent for England, in fairness. And he's been decent for United. Even when he came on the Liverpool game the other day, he was really, really good. Won a lot of his duels. Has chemistry as well, which you can never, be denied. But Branthwaite and Konsa. Konsa's been amazing for Aston Villa, and Branthwaite's been really good for Everton, but no kind of senior experience with the England squad. You've got Luke Shaw, don't know if he's going to be back. Reece James, likewise, as well, don't know if he's going to be back. Kelvin Phillips, Sterling, Dominic Solanke, maybe as well. You're talking about strikers, Watkins, Solanke. These guys, then outside. I'll tell you one person who's definitely not going. Ben White is not going. All that kind of beef he's had with Southgate, or Steve Holland, I believe it is. So, yeah. They've got a lot of options. It's a massive, massive headache in terms of who to pick. But my squad, who I would go with right now for England, I'd have Pickford in net, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Rice, Bellingham, Mainoo, Saka, Kane, Foden. That is a starting 11 that would win the Euros in 2024. The balance is perfect. You have assets all across the pitch. You've got players who are flying in form in some of the best leagues in the world right now. I believe Kobbie Mainoo should definitely deserves a chance, 100%. And that's why he's been called up. Southgate's come out and saying, prior to this call up, we want to nurture him, we want to make sure he's all right, take baby steps, And it's like, fuck that. I've just watched him at Liverpool. I've watched him at Galatasaray. I've watched him at all these big Premier League games and Champions League games when we was in it. And he's performed. He's adapted. It's not fazed him at all. And that is his biggest asset. Kobbie Mainoo plays like a player who has got 500 caps for a team. He looks like the most experienced player. I've seen someone describing him as a City player, and that I hate to say that, but we don't have players like that with that kind of composure and dribbling on the ball. You know, when you talk about your Bernardos, Fodens, Rodris, these kind of world-class talents, we don't have players like that. We don't breed players like that. We breed players like Scott McTominay. Do you know what I mean? Who get what the club's about, and he's been amazing this season. I'm not trying to slander McTominay, but Kobbie Mainoo is different gravy. Different gravy, let me tell you. Buzzing for him. Absolutely buzzing for him. Let me read out some comments. Ed Barrett, I didn't want him to go because he may get tempted to leave because of the dodgy crowd he'd been mixing with, players at clubs which are well run. But I wish him luck. Sean saying Longstaff is just a bad something name. Can't remember that. I can't say that. It's an afternoon show. But I take your point, Sean. As good as Foden is, I can't stand him. He has a face you want to slap repeatedly. Oh, yeah, I'm not denying that. I can't stand Foden either. He looks like one of them kind of kids that would wear a Sergio Tashimi tracksuit. But talent-wise, if you're looking at it from an unbiased perspective, he is incredible as a player. Like, best player in the league so far. Charlie Malman saying Tony has not been performing at all, that he was picked over Sri Lanka makes me question things. There's going to be a lot of questions, and you can't make everybody happy. You simply can't. People, if he doesn't pick Tony, people, Brentford fans will moan. If you don't pick Maddison, Spurs fans will moan. But that starting 11 that I mentioned, they have to go. They have to go to the tournament, and then the rest you can kind of decide from there. But just from a United fan's perspective, amazing that he's got a call up. Can't wait to watch it. I'm more inclined to watch England now because I don't usually watch him in the friendlies when they're playing like fucking, I don't know, Honduras or whoever it is, and they're winning like 5-6-0, and they get these stats coming up saying like Southgate's won 9 million in a row, he's doing a fantastic job, and then we get to a tournament and then we bottle it in the final, or we bottle it in the semi-finals, and I just like the majority of the time I'm like, I can't be asked. But now he's in there, I'm like, okay, let's see what we can cook together. The style of play isn't going to be there in terms of what we want, in terms of what these players should be doing. Because let's say, for example, imagine if Pep was in charge of the England squad and he's got Kane, Foden, Saka, Bellingham, Rice, Mainoo, Walker, Stones, Shaw, Maguire. He would be cooking. He would be absolutely cooking with that team, and you would definitely win a trophy. You'd win a Euros or a World Cup. But Southgate has this kind of pragmatic approach in games, and we saw that in the Euro final. Luke Shaw scores that volley, we go 1-0 up, and it's just like, whoa, right, everybody get back. It's like, why are you inviting pressure onto you? You have the players capable of running this game and destroying teams. I know there are other quality sides in the tournament, like France are obviously always going to be a dangerous one. Germany, most likely, with it being at home, are going to be a tough outfit. The Netherlands have some good players. There's a lot of teams in there that it's difficult, but ability-wise, there's no one touching us. Just France, I'd say. Us, France, and maybe Portugal. Favourites. We need to do a breakdown, really, of the Euros. A proper breakdown, but we'll do that closer to the month because we're in March at the minute, so we'll do it closer to June. But let's see how he gets on. I'm not sure if he's going to necessarily start Mainoo against Brazil. Maybe he'll come on as a sub. I don't know what the crack is. I know what's going to happen, but I'd tell you for sure, I am definitely going to be watching England in the next couple of games now. Hopefully he does well. He gets picked and goes to the Euros because we need someone representing us, man. We've got Rashford who will probably go, Shaw and Maguire most likely. You got Mainoo in there as well. That's 4 players. Yeah, Arsenal have got a couple players in there. City have got a couple players in there. I think we have the most players in the starting lineup, or City? No, I think we would. If Shaw, I don't think Rashford starts though. I think Foden does. So we'd have joint most players there, which would be interesting. If Mainoo, if he starts, which is a big if, Mainoo, Shaw, Maguire would definitely start, I'm guessing. And then Rashford's kind of a throw between. I think maybe they'll put Foden out on the left. But that is representing United. That's how it should be. So I wish him all the luck. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch him this season. I remember Eric Ten Hag, when we won the Carabao Cup last year, and he had his arm around him and he was speaking about, this is what, you're going to be in this team, you're going to win this, you're going to do that, da. And you see how big smile on his face. We saw him come in pre-season, look the part, do fantastically well against Arsenal, and then gets injured against Madrid. You're like, oh no. Because obviously he had massive plans for him at the start of the season and kind of threw us off. Then when he came back, and since he's come back, he's a starter. And he's been our best player, really. I mean, form-wise, you're talking Delo, Mainoo, a couple of others who have been like consistently good for us. Kobbie Mainoo is a serious talent, man. Serious talent. Charlie Mama says, with that team and Southgate plays a 5-2-3 formation. Dino Lewis saying, as a proud Welshman, I hope Mainoo doesn't go, rather keep him fresh for another 2 years. And I get that. I understand it. There are United fans out there who'll be like, no, don't send him just yet. Give him another year or two and then send him. And maybe they're right on that. Maybe they are. But ultimately, the decision has been made that Kobbie Mainoo is being called up to the England squad. And I'm buzzing, absolutely buzzing for him. He deserves it. He's earned it. And I hope he takes this opportunity, and I hope he gets on that plane to the Euros and goes as the experience of a lifetime and goes and wins the Euros, because that would be perfect for us. Because we've had a couple of setbacks now. We've got to finals, beat off France in the World Cup. Like, we've got to the highest point and then lost. It's time to go do the job now. But can Southgate do it? I believe in the players. I'm just not too sure about the manager. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Please do smash a like on the video if you're buzzing about Kobbie Mainoo. I did put a poll up at the start of the show saying, would you take him to the Euros? 85% said yes and 15% said no. So the majority would have taken to the Euros. So that's nice to see. Let's see how he gets on. Let's see how he cooks with Jude, with Declan alongside him. And yeah, well done, Kobbie. Well deserved. I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Subscribe to the channel if you can. Keep an eye out. We're going to be live with Alice Abrahams in around 3 to 4 hours discussing the Sir Jim Radcliffe interview. So live at 7 o'clock. Come and join us. Me, Sam and Alice Talks Footy. Yeah, come and check it out. We'll see you guys later on, yeah?